Jump off that exhausting hamster wheel and into balanced living with Dr. Marissa.
Promise you joy in the mystery.
Dr. Marissa, also known as the Asian Oprah. Her mission, to be a beneficial presence on the planet. Her purpose, to be your personal advocate to live, laugh, love, learn. Her life motto, don't die wondering. Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pei.
And welcome. You are tuned into my weekly talk radio TV show called Take My Advice, I'm Not Using It. Get happy with Dr. Marissa every Tuesday at naturally high noon, broadcasting live out of my Burbank studio with UBN Go. And then every Monday at 6 p.m. on my syndicated CNBC-NBC News radio station, KCAA number 1 FM with Dave Ramsey and the Asian Oprah, AM 1050, FM 102.3, FM 106.5, and then anytime on demand when you want on iHeartRadio. And this is a show about hope and happiness, so there's no gossip, no scandal, no K-words, no Kardashian talk at all. Instead, I want you to focus on your own reality show and how you can be happy 88% of the time. And if you missed any of my past shows with the amazing Layla Ali, Muhammad Ali's daughter, to Neil Donald Walsh, to Halle Berry on the red carpet, to Michael Bernard Beckwith, to Neil Donald. Did I say Neil? I did already say Neil. And then Marianne Williamson to Marianne from Gilligan's Island. All of those shows you can get on my YouTube channel, which is free subscribe. Oh, and we've got Corey Feldman too. I'm seeing all the past shows have been amazing. The current shows have been amazing. And I owe it all to you, my listeners, my supporters, my watchers, my streamers. I could have not done this 395 consecutive weeks on the air since May 1st, 2012. I'm going to give myself a little applause for that, Cardi. And today, thank you to my sound engineer, Kurt. Quentin's in the studio, my station owner, Tony Sweet, always, and to my KCAA family over there, Mark Westwood, Fred Lundgren, the owner of KCAA, and Frank, who is running my boards on Monday. So I can't do it without you. I can't do it without my team, and I am so grateful, and it is the perfect time to be grateful because this is our Thanksgiving episode, and giving thanks is the theme for today. And stay tuned to the end of the show when I do my balance bar and invite you to step up and join me on the things that I've done, that I'm doing, my peace in, peace out report from my time speaking in the Philippines, sharing a stage with Manny Pacquiao, also TV in China, speaking with my amazing Limitless partner, Jessica Cox. So we'll have all those photos afterwards, as well as my Asian Oprah giveaway. So giving another pair of tickets to Chubby Checker and Frankie Avalon at the Cerritos Center for the Performing Arts, one of my amazing sponsors. And we have a new sponsor in studio today. I brought them here because I want you to know the latest and the greatest, and make sure if you as a senior or you as a caregiver or you as a veteran know what is available to you so that you can give thanks for all of the care that is your birthright. So without further ado, I have in studio 3 lovely people. To my right is Shauna, and then we have Dale, and then we have token male. No, I'm just kidding. We have Barry, not Barry White, but Barry. And I'm going to let them introduce themselves because they know themselves the best. So we'll start over here with Shauna.
Well, thank you so very much, and good afternoon to you and to your fabulous team. So we really are grateful to be here today. My name is Shauna Lynch, and I am the Marketing Outreach Specialist for WellCare. We were formerly known as Easy Choice, and I work with a great team. I work with Dale Washington and our fabulous team that is here in California.
Fantastic. And just so you know, Shauna and I met when I was a speaker at the Health Pavilion for the Long Beach Jazz Festival. So we'll give a shout out to Sheila and all the Al and his daughter Kim, all the fabulous people there. And that's how how we met, and we've been talking about this since August, and it's happening. So we thought it would be perfect time. I had to wait till I got back from Asia so we could do both our Veterans and our Thanksgiving episodes. So thank you.
You're very welcome.
Yes, and then passing to the right.
Yes.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dale Washington. I am a district sales manager with WellCare, formerly known as Easy Choice, and it's just a pleasure to be here, and I look forward to this time together and to share our hope strengths, and just to be able to give thanks is just an amazing opportunity.
Yay. Thank you, Dale. And last but not least, Barry White.
Thank you, Doctor.
He's got a low voice.
My name is Barry Burrell. I'm with Your Choice Insurance Service. We're a health insurance agency located in Leimert Park. And it's a pleasure to be here to let some of the veterans and people who have Medicare just know what's available for them right now, because I know it's a confusing time for most seniors right now. And thanks again, Doctor.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Welcome to my studio.
Thank you.
Yeah. You can tell I like appreciation and applause.
You deserve
Can't
it.
get enough. It's for you. That one was for you.
Thank you.
So tell me about the landscape of healthcare. What's working, what's not, some statistics, and so we can really see what's wrong and what's not wrong.
Yeah, most definitely. So first off, we know that the population for the baby boomer generation is like exponential growth. And so with that, just in California alone, we have over 6 million seniors. That is 3 times. I was very interested, found this very interesting. There are over 6 million in California, and the state of Oregon, it's 3 times the state of Oregon. So we have a high population of seniors, and we want, with our company WellCare, be able to partner with our brokers, partner with our medical groups to be able to provide our senior population with the education that they need in order to know how to navigate through Medicare and Medicare Advantage plans, because it's confusing.
6 million and 18 million in Oregon. So we know where they're moving. I heard that is it Oregon or Arizona, they have a sign, a Grinch that says, stay where you are. We don't want any more. We're full. Did you see that sign?
No.
Yeah. Have you seen that sign? Was it Arizona?
It's Arizona.
I'm going to refrain from saying anything negative. But go ahead.
Well,
Where you were gonna...
I was just going to add to that, with Shauna. Thank you. I'm animated. Along with the baby boomer population, it's the sandwich generation as well, because a lot of our beneficiaries, their family members make the decisions for them. So again, there's a set of population that are making decisions for their loved ones, and it's overwhelming. And we partner with professionals and organizations like Barry and his team to become certified and licensed, and just take the information that we have to offer, because they really understand what the beneficiary is going through, and they can look at their quality of life. They can look where they are financially and make some suggestions to them, and give them the opportunity to ask those questions that that people just don't know how to ask.
Right. And it is overwhelming. It is confusing. What would you say is the number 1 or 2 things that people don't know about their health care that they should know that would help them?
Well, the first thing that comes to mind is that at this time of the year, you get so much stuff in the mail, you don't have any idea what choice to make or what not choice to make. Biggest thing is that people, once they retired from work, that was the plan they have, and that's probably the plan they still have. As it's so much confusing time during this period, it's actually the best time to reach out for some help and compare what you have. One of the beautiful things that we do at Your Choice Insurance Services is make sure that we are looking out for the person and not for the health plans, which what we do is we're contracting about 12 different health plans. So what we do is make sure that each and every person gets a specific plan for them. Some people need dental, some people need transportation. One of the great things about the company WellCare is all these things are all together in one bundle, including dental and vision, all these different things. So when you're looking and trying to search out for different benefits that help the seniors, there's one plan that has a lot of these things all together.
Right, right. And I think on a global level, I think that people don't realize that brokers and companies are really on their side.
Yes.
Because that is something that is usually, it's like, well, you know, I don't want to ask any questions because if I ask any questions, they're going to try to sell me something and sell me something that I don't need and I don't want that. So I just, you know, kind of muddle through. I'm in that boat. You know, it's like there's so many plans and what does this mean? And what's it? And you know, a lot of people go for the biggest bang for the buck and how much a month, you know, the least amount I pay a month, but then you don't realize that, you know, when you pay the least amount, you're going to have the higher deductible or you're going to have limitations and co-pays and all of that. So I guess one of the things that I realized, you know, meeting these lovely people is they really want to answer your questions. They're not really here to sell you anything. They're here to match you with the best possible. And I think that that's a BS, a belief system that is keeping people from taking care of themselves.
Right.
You hear the horror stories of the executives getting, you know, millions of dollars more and rates keep going up and we're, you know, healthcare is going down, but that's a mindset that is not helping us.
Correct.
Yeah.
I was going to add to this too is the fact that with brokers, one of the things people don't realize, it's free. They can't charge you. They're not getting paid to give you the information. Their money comes from the government. So it's nothing coming out of a person's pocket when they interact with a broker. So it really does align you to get the truth. You know, they're not going to try to sway you. Everything that our broker partners do is to make sure that we're helping the senior.
Yeah.
And you're not able to be taken advantage of.
That's great. That's great to know. So Dale, what do you find is the most frustrating thing in the industry right now? Maybe, and then what's the best thing? I'm going to put you on the spot. She's like, dang, what did I just do?
And we only have an hour now.
Yeah. True that.
Well, Dr. Marissa, the most frustrating thing that I've experienced being on the side of the carrier, also being in that sandwich generation, because I have elderly parents, and also in the community, is the lack of education, and it is the information that is twisted for folks that may come from communities that are underserved or they're preyed upon. And it's just a blessing to have good folks like Barry and his team at Your Choice Insurance Services that are accountable. They're educated, but they have a heart of gold. And one of our missions, and we all align, is a better quality of life. And again, folks that are bombarded with information, it's a travesty because that little bit of truth is stretched, and then that's one of the harmful things where a person doesn't have the confidence to ask questions because they're afraid.
Right, right. They just sort of accept things as they are. Did you hear all those compliments there?
Yes.
Hello.
I'm loving
I want
this
you to
right
take
now.
Yeah. He's like, I'll come to the studio anytime.
Yeah, and actually to piggyback on that, I think that's probably one of the biggest misconceptions with dealing with brokers is that someone's there to sell you something versus that someone's there to educate you. And the education, that's where we get our blessings from, is to educate the people. So when you walk out of our office or someone walks out of a meeting with you, you are an expert on Medicare, and some people have Medi-Cal also. We teach people so you can make the best decisions for yourself, because there's so many different plans and there's so many ancillary benefits that you can choose from. It's easy to get confused and led astray because in our field there are some brokers, and I hate to say any names or anything, but things are just done a little bit unethical as far as the person's needs or wants, and more to sell for one company or another. We have no need to do that because we've partnered with WellCare, which has great benefits. And if somehow that doesn't fit for a person, we're going to be the first ones to let them know that.
Beautiful. If you've just tuned in and you're wondering who the gang is here, we've got the Thanksgiving health care education gang here with me on Take Your Advice. Take your advice. Take my advice. I'm not using it. Get happy with Dr. Marissa here in studio out of Burbank with UBN Go and streaming on my Marissa Pei Facebook page. And I don't have the ability to add any more friends, and I don't want to kill them off. So if you can share this and just ask people to follow, that would be awesome. We're talking about healthcare. We're talking about seniors. We're talking about veterans. So what is the number one thing that veterans do not know about their health care that they need to know? So if you know any veterans, this is the segment to bookmark, because you want to send this over, because many veterans think that they only have benefits at Veteran Affairs or the Veterans Hospital, but I found out from this lovely group already that that is not true. So who wants to take that one, Shauna?
So I'll start, and then we can just have
Perfect.
the expert piggyback.
Thank you.
So for myself, I come from a family, and this is why I thought about partnering with you, because I had come from a family of veterans. My dad, my uncles, my cousins. And so one is to always give back. They've done so much for our country.
Absolutely.
So this is how I want to show thanks. I'm working for a great company, and so I wanted to partner. So what I learned is that I didn't know this, because as a kid also growing up, we would go to the VA, right?
Yeah.
So now it's beautiful because Veterans Administration can also help those veterans, and the veterans can partner with plans like ours or other plans. And Barry is more than welcome to chime in because he's the expert, because he's even
That's
taught
why we
me.
wanted to bring
Yeah,
him.
because he's also taught me and his team, like, hey, the veterans can work and be in other plans and get more benefits for what they've already earned. And so I just thought that was just something fabulous, and we want to be able to always educate and let our veterans know. So Barry, take it away.
Thank you, Shauna. One of the biggest things with veterans is that a lot of veterans, and first of all, thank you for your service, and God blessings to you.
Yes.
One of the biggest things is veterans don't know, because some of them, they leave the service with different ranks, 100%, 40%, 20%. And what happens is these people that go to the veterans, they have no idea that they can use the private sector, which is basically what we use as non-military people. They have no idea. What happens as they go to the military, then to the VA, as she was saying, they don't know that dental, vision, transportation, all these things, that because their ranking in the service wasn't high enough or not enough points, that they actually have a private sector that would give them all these things for free. A lot of veterans have been...
Can you say that word again?
Free.
Just
I like
to
that word
bookmark
too.
that. Yeah,
Yes.
because,
Dental, vision, transportation, ancillary benefits as acupuncture. It's a plethora of different benefits.
Acupuncture.
Yes.
Wow.
Free.
So for, PTSD, for all of
these
the
different
Agent
Definitely.
Orange,
Yep.
all that stuff, there are resources.
Yes.
Is there anyone administering or educating the veterans that I see suffering on corners And then the veterans who have, not the ability to fill out the paperwork even to get in the system. My heart is just, all those signs on the side of the freeway.
Yes.
Is there some place or some group that is reaching those to tell them that?
Well, we pride ourselves in that, and we've found a foundation out in Bell, the city of Bell. They have the Salvation Army, which houses about 5,000 homeless veterans.
Oh, that's great.
And we've been bringing the message to them, and through WellCare, we tag along and hold on to their coattail
That's
to
awesome.
different events. And one of the things is that some of the people, as you say, are not available because of mental conditions and things like that.
Yes.
That population automatically, after 24 months of being disabled, you actually acquire Medicare if you ask for it. A lot of people don't know just to ask for it, and so they just go to the VA. And we educate them to ask for that Medicare. Most of the times, they get it right away. We're able to put them into a plan, and then those beautiful things happen as the dental, the vision, transportation, mental health, all these things at no cost, where there, as you say, some of the people were lying out in the streets and have given up on life.
I just can't, I just don't understand the breakdown because, in my background is in clinical psych, and when all those psych hospitals closed, that that really significantly hurt and helped the homeless population, and then those, in addition to the veterans who have disabilities because of their service and are now, can't support themselves, that population right there, if there was a way to do outreach just to those two, and remedy the fact that we never should have closed those Camarillo Hospital and all those things. But I'm so glad to hear that WellCare has an arm doing that. I'm really happy to hear the Salvation Army, who I went to cover their kettle, and John Paul DiGiorio is a friend of mine that I met, and I have interviewed him. He was, he's the co-founder of Paul Mitchell Hair, and then a tequila. Which tequila is it?
Patron.
I don't drink, so I had to look to the experts for that. But he was homeless.
Wow.
He was homeless and was helped by the Salvation Army. So shout out to Salvation Army and the
a great
continuing
organization.
great.
Yes.
So if you're a veteran and you're frustrated, or if you're a senior and you're frustrated and you don't think you have help, you have help.
Yes.
So, you can start right here. There's, he's about to pull out his card. And I love that you're in Lamert Park, and I'm glad that you are focused on underserved populations, because that's where we have to do more. And if you're not related to any of those populations, but you're sitting at home binging on Netflix all the time and just shaking your head at seeing people on the side of the street, join this, write down or help someone get in contact.
Yes.
Or deliver them to somewhere that there's help. Salvation Army, WellCare, Barry, there's a start, because we really have to stop just shaking our heads.
That's true. That's true. Actually, when you bring that up, because it makes me think about we're focusing, of course, on seniors, right? And so people always think, oh, you have to be 65 to get Medicare. No, like Barry pointed out, if you're disabled for 24 months, you can qualify for Medicare.
And there's a lot of mentally ill people on the streets who are disabled, who qualify immediately but don't know it. So please let them know.
Yes.
That instead of just giving, it's good to give food or money or whatever, but, maybe put a phone number or offer to help them get in contact.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So I know that, I'm known for I'm the most positive person that a lot of people know. And I like that title. And one of the reasons is because even when things are not good, I
Right.
look for the good. So we've talked about the issues, we've talked about the problem, we've talked about what's not going right. Let's talk about what's going right. What is working? What has happened that is good, even about healthcare, even about government, even about our situations that we have in the veterans or whatever it is.
Well, do you want me to talk on that? Okay. We always think alike. So it's like, she's probably going to talk on that. Well, one of the things with our company, WellCare, because it was formerly known as Easy Choice.
Yes.
And we were recently going through a rebrand. So that's another reason why we wanted to connect with you so that we can really get our name out.
Absolutely.
But just to let people also know about our organization. But one of the amazing things is that with our company, we are expanding now into Ventura County.
Oh, okay.
So we're giving people another opportunity to be able to have another plan to look at. And we have a great district sales manager there. Her name is Stella Sanchez. She has positive energy as well. And so we're just doing a lot of great things in California.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah. And to add to that, thank you, Shauna. You definitely were thinking the same thing as I. The positive thing is we know that there's impacted healthcare issues, and companies like WellCare has taken the opportunity to really educate physicians, medical groups, and hospitals about underserved communities. We call them niche markets, but these are the populations that either have different type of beliefs about Western medicine or managed care. And Shauna had mentioned family members in going through the VA administration for health. Myself, I had a maternal uncle that was a veteran. He was highly decorated, but he had psychosocial issues as well as physical issues. And believe it or not, he lived with my grandmother, and at the time, she was either 95, she was closer to 100 than 90. Had we known about him being able to be in a Medicare Advantage plan, his quality of life may have been a little better, and he may have had a couple of more years. But I think what is good now is the partnership we have with Your Choice and Barry and his team. And again, going into communities that statistically folks shy away from.
Right.
But we have broken some barriers.
Good.
And that is one of the things that I'm very excited about, because there are some stereotypes about certain classes of folks and certain demographics.
Yes.
So we've managed to bridge those gaps and bridge.
Perfect.
So I'm really excited about that.
Yeah.
And again, Shauna did mention expanding into other counties where there's that little barrier. But then on the other end of that barrier are underserved folks.
Yes.
You know, there are homeless vets living on the beach, you know, across from $1 million homes.
Yes.
So we've been able to bridge those gaps, and I'm very excited about that.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's and this is bringing up a really, you know, I had Chairman Mark Ridley Thomas on the show a few years ago, and talking about, you know, the homeless initiative, and people are so quick to just shake their heads and say, you know, it's just not possible, or we've tried and it's not, and da 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 da. But the connections and looking at the systemic mapping here, you know, veterans, homeless, Medicare, Medi-Cal, free, you know, education, and it just really speaks to, if every one of us, wherever you are, if you're a veteran, caretaker, senior, a provider, doctor, you know, whoever you are, if we could stop saying it's not enough.
Yeah. That's true.
If we could stop saying, there's not enough to go around, or there's limitations, and there's not enough, and just switch it and say, this is a law of attraction thing, Abraham Hicks. So if we can say, what is available?
Yes.
What do we have? What can we do?
Yes.
Then we're going to start shifting, and even we're not going to see barriers. We're not going to see what is not possible. We're going to see what is possible.
Yes.
Exactly.
And this was the theme of my year this year, was limitless possibilities.
Yes.
And if everyone had that, we would be able to dig ourselves out of this negativity that we seem to have had a habit as Americans lately.
Yes.
Just saying.
Yes.
So hopefully that was my little, sorry, I'll get off the soapbox right now because it's
stay
time
there.
it's time to thank the sponsor of this show. So we'll be back in 2 and 2. This is Dr. Marissa, Peace in, Peace out, World Peace through Inner Peace.
Attention Medicare beneficiaries. Have both Medicare and Medicaid? Now's the time to explore your options and choose the coverage that's right for you. Choose a plan that offers you more benefits at no additional cost. Over 6.5 million members turn to WellCare for benefits and services that go beyond basic Medicare and help them lead better, healthier lives. Choose a plan with $0 or low monthly premiums, copays, and deductibles. And with WellCare, you don't just pay less, you get more. Medicare Advantage plans combine Medicare Parts A and B plus prescription drug coverage and include valuable extra benefits at no added cost. You can also get dental, vision, and hearing coverage, plus help paying for those everyday items you buy at the pharmacy, like vitamins, cold remedies, and toothpaste, free transportation to and from doctor's appointments and pharmacies, and a free gym membership. WellCare offers high-quality primary care providers, specialists, and hospitals from a network of over 660,000 providers. Call us at 1-866-676-5044 to speak to a friendly licensed representative and request a free all-in-one guide. There's no obligation. We're here to help you review your options to see if a WellCare plan is the right decision for you. WellCare is a leader in government-sponsored health care and has been serving those with Medicare, Medicaid, and prescription drug for more than 30 years. Call now. We're here to answer your questions and even assist enrolling you over the phone. Choose the company that puts your health first. WellCare. Beyond healthcare, a better you. Call now and get a free copy of our all-in-one guide. 1-866-676-5044.
And we are back. My name is applause. My name is Dr. Marissa. You know me as the Asian Oprah. I'm here broadcasting live from my Burbank studio with UBN Go. That's every Tuesday at naturally high noon. And then on Mondays at 6 p.m. new time on my syndicated CNBC NBC News Radio channel, KCAA AM 1050, FM 102.3, FM 106.5, and on demand all the time, Stitcher Radio, TuneIn, IDAP, Spotify, and on iHeartRadio. And this is Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get happy with Dr. Marissa. And it is our 2019 Thanksgiving episode combined with our Veterans Day celebration. And I have in studio today on my 395th consecutive week on the air, the wonderful people from WellCare, as well as Barry from Your Choice Insurance. Yeah, I got it. And we're here talking about how to keep you healthy, wealthy, wise, and happy 88% of the time. So if you missed the first part, rewind. We've had a number of free things come up as far as educating you on your well and health care. WellCare. And so we've got an important time coming up called the enrollment period. Talk to me about that.
Well, the open enrollment period is from October the 15th to December the 7th. that's the time when everyone that has Medicare has a choice to change what they had or to keep what they have. After December the 7th, if you haven't made a choice at all, then you will have what you had for the last year for 2020. There is in one other period, it's open enrollment period, which starts October 1st to March 31st. If you made a bad choice, you get one more choice to get out of that plan.
Oh, so there is a take backy.
There's a take back. There's
a change my mindy.
Yes, there is that period.
Oh, that's good. So why would you change your mind? Give me some common reasons.
Well, say for instance, someone came to your house, they signed you up and put you in a plan, but your doctor doesn't even accept that plan. So now either I stick for another year with a new doctor, or I got this wonderful time where I can disenroll out of that plan.
Now, most plans now come with some kind of preventative care, right? So you can go in. Now, is it still true? Like, I'm going to use me as an example. So I'm. Or maybe I shouldn't say it on the air because if somebody knows, they're not gonna prove me. But that's negative thinking. So I'm and I'm ageless. So we're not gonna say what plan I qualify for. But let's say you know that something that you've needed to get taken care of, it's time to take care of it. How do you keep that in mind? Like, let's say it's a knee surgery or a hip surgery or something like that. What would be the tips for someone, or what kind of plan would they be better off enrolling in?
Well, most of the Advantage plans cover most of those things like that. The key thing is to make sure you talk to your primary care doctor.
Okay.
Yes, he has to be the quarterback of your team. And once he sees there's a problem that's going on, he's going to send you to a specialist.
Right.
Now, if that specialist says, hey, we need to do this or do that, then it becomes kind of the patient's prerogative to have that surgery and not to have that surgery. But at that point, when a doctor tells you that this is something that you're needed, it's probably best for you to follow that doctor's advice.
Okay, and then maybe after having that conversation, looking at the best hospitals that are covered under that, is that something that I should be looking at, or?
Well, that does come into play. As for me, I don't want to go to any hospitals. So some people, prefer to go to certain hospital, and that's when the different medical groups come into involved. When a person is thinking about joining a plan, they want to know what medical group that plan accepts, because that's going to be directly tied to what hospitals you go to, what doctors you see, what specialists you see.
Yeah.
So that medical group is very important.
Okay, so you kind of have to look forward and work backwards.
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay. So that's something that we don't always do.
Yes.
Armchair quarterback, woulda, shoulda, coulda.
Yeah.
So in being responsible, and I've heard that. My mom has Parkinson's, and she's in Canadian healthcare, which everybody goes, "Oh, isn't that great?" Well, you get what you pay for, and you don't have the luxury of saying, I want an appointment now or sooner, than a quarter away instead of a month away.
Exactly.
So now let's put that moose on the table, because you're closer as subject matter experts to that. What is with that? Like, why is it so difficult to get an appointment if you're not sick? Just a wellness or a first appointment?
I will clarify that for you, doctor.
Yeah. Notice how every other question I
chime in
asked.
a little.
I will answer that, and you, Shauna and Barry, can chime in.
Yes.
First of all, thank you, Barry, because the analogy of your primary care provider is your quarterback. In an Advantage plan, and we're Medicare Advantage, the provider groups are contracted with us. We're the carrier. The provider groups are graded. They're graded on punctuality, customer service.
Who's grading them? Nobody asked me.
but depending on some of the provider groups or medical groups, the patient or customer is has an opportunity to it's called a customer survey or CAPS, and that's an important part of a pie that the government, our governing body, which is CMS, the Center for Medical or Medicaid Services, they combine on an annual basis different types of grade systems, and that's it's equivalent to like a star rating or a grade. So if a provider is very conscientious about getting a good grade or a good star quality rating, he is going to see a person immediately. He's not going to have an appointment in 6 to 8 weeks when it's very important, or if he's a specialist. So some of those things, again, demystifying a myth. It's very important with a medical group, and so these are the things that Barry and his team can explain. Now, this is a great medical group, but when is the last time you went to the hospital?
Right.
Because everybody wants this certain hospital.
Right.
Or when is the last time you really needed to see that specialist? So those are the things that it's like a puzzle.
Exactly.
It is.
And sometimes a jigsaw puzzle.
Right. Sometimes there's some missing pieces.
Exactly.
Just
But-
saying.
Yes.
But and then let me balance it out, because I see that Dr. Coe's on here watching, and he's an eye doctor, and just to balance it out, I do hear from doctors about how difficult it is to get reimbursed, and that whole system there as well, that if you don't multiple schedule and you have an open space, you've just lost out. So there is a check and balances there. So if everybody sort of chilled out and gave everybody the benefit of the doubt that they're doing the best that they can with the time that they have and the resources they have, we'd have a better system, I think, all the way around.
Absolutely.
too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And one of the things when you brought up the checks and balances, so internally we have, which I love the fact, our plan president actually is in-house. All of our executive leadership is in-house in our Cypress location. So if I have a situation, or our team members who are on our quality team, or you're talking about your doctor who's also viewed in, if they have a problem with the provider network, we have leadership all in-house, and that leadership we can manage those questions up. And it just helps, and Dale was also talking about our star ratings.
Right.
So when we look at that whole pie, right, one of the good things I have to say, we can applaud WellCare, is we are a 4-star plan.
Yeah.
The top,
That's very good. I like 4-star.
the highest you can get.
Oh, it's
It's
not out of 5.
It's 5.
Oh, it is out of
It's
5.
out
Okay,
of 5.
okay.
It's out of 5.
Yeah.
And so we really make sure, and our chief medical officer, which you'll eventually meet, Dr. Terry Retta, shout out, she works very diligently to ensure that her team, which is the quality team, they go out to the doctor's offices. Those doctors have to make sure that those patients who are contracted with WellCare are getting their preventative done, like the
Right.
breast screenings or mammogram screenings or colorectal screenings and so forth. And if they don't, then they do what's called a care gap. And that's when our team, which is the sales and marketing team, will go out and we'll put together and help with a resource fair, asking those seniors to come in, get those care gaps closed, because what it does on the end is it helps the provider, but we're also helping the patient, which is our main concern.
Great. And that's why your tagline is Beyond Healthcare.
That is correct.
WellCare
That
Beyond.
is
Great.
correct.
And how do we find you, WellCare?
WellCare, we are at www.wellcare.com.
Beautiful. And Barry, how do we find you?
We can find us at yourchoiceinsuranceservices.com, and phone number 323-903-5049.
perfect. You can rewind that later and get it down slow.
Yes.
And it's been such a pleasure. I always ask all my guests one last question, so you are not exempt from that. What or who are you most grateful for, especially on this Thanksgiving episode? What or who are you most grateful to or for? And on the count of three, point to the person that you want to have start. 1, 2, 3. She pointed at herself and they pointed at her. So it's a team, folks.
I'm very grateful for my great creator. I'm grateful for my family, for my work family, my extended family. And I'm just very, very grateful that I'm able to share my knowledge, my experiences, and my strengths.
Beautiful, beautiful. And you would like to invite which one?
Well, thank you. First of all, I'd like to, of course, be thankful to my creator also. Most of all this year, because of Your Choice Insurance Service being able to be helpful to so many veterans this year. I have to say thank you for your service, and I am very, very grateful to be able to help those guys.
Who would you like to give a special shout out to? Which veteran?
Well, there's a guy named Michael Miles that's in a wheelchair. Actually, he was sitting outside of the Bell Gardens facility, and I walked up to him, and he was kind of distraught, and he was bottom of his luck, basically. And I was like, hey, how's it going? Are you coming inside? Because we do different events there. And he says, nah. I was like, come on in. We got food, we got drinks. So he came in. I spoke to him. Long story short, he's got all the health needs that he has. He has a brand new wheelchair that the wheel is not falling off of. He's going to be having Thanksgiving dinner with us tomorrow at the Bell Garden Shelter that some of the people are putting on for him. So that really warmed my heart. That really warmed my heart. And he's doing fine now.
I'm so glad I asked that question.
Yes.
That's a beautiful. Thank you for that Thanksgiving
Thank you.
gift of a story.
Thank you for asking.
Yeah, for sure. Shauna?
Okay. I am thankful for a lot, but one of the things I am grateful for is the ability to open my mouth and speak. Because if I hadn't, we wouldn't be in these circumstances that we're in that are always very positive. I'm grateful for my creator and my family that just always, both my blood family, but also my extended family. Yeah. And I just am looking forward to so many beautiful things that are going to be taking place in the years to come. But I'm very grateful for all that I have.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, WellCare.
Thank you, Doctor.
Yes.
Thank you.
Barry, Shauna, and Dale.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Doctor.
And here
Thank
we
you,
go.
Doctor.
One last.
This has been wonderful.
Beautiful. And it's that time of the show at the end when I invite all of you to step up to my balance bar. And I've now instituted the Peace In, Peace Out report where I tell you and show you what wonderful things have been happening for world peace through inner peace, starting with China. I got to go to China and be on a show in Chengdu thanks to the Limitless Tour and Jessica Cox, who I met speaking at the Anaheim Convention Center earlier this year. And she brought me with her to speak to universities, high schools everywhere, aviation. It was just an amazing trip, and I'm so grateful for that. I got to go to the Great Wall again. I got to see pandas. Yeah, just go ahead and flip through all the. Don't try to follow me. There's too many. But it was just an amazing trip, and it was a wonderful reception from them. Talking about things that matter. We all share the same things. We want to be healthy, we want to be happy, and we want to be wise. And that's why I'm on this mission, my Happy 88 mission. That next picture is actually the U.S. Embassy sponsored an event in Beijing. That was our official kickoff of the Limitless Tour. Jessica was born without arms through a rare birth defect, which has not stopped her. She's the world's first armless pilot in the Guinness World Book of Records, 4th degree black belt. And I, as most of you know from my book, 8 Ways to Happiness from Wherever You Are, which, by the way, has hit 8 bestseller lists now, and number 1 on Amazon, number 4 on Denver Post. I went through, like 7 out of 10 of us, childhood trauma. So being, fat, ugly, and clumsy, and being beaten is not a sentence for you for the rest of your life. So the two of us are talking about physical challenges, mental and emotional challenges, and how we are limitless, because it's not what happened to you, it's what happens for you. So I got to go to the Terracotta Warriors, and then I came back here, did a gig on Akon stage, and then I had to get back on a flight to go to the Philippines. And there you see the mayor of Quezon City, Quezon City, in my first time in the Philippines, Quezon City has more women than men. So, hey. And then I got to share a stage with Manny Pacquiao. I couldn't believe it. I was found by the Department of Justice, who hired me to go and interview the 2 of the top female officers in the Philippine National Police Force. And if you go on Facebook and go to the Philippines National Police page, my video interview of all of the 2 highest ranking has hit over 20,000 views now. Which is pretty cool. And I'm so grateful getting to go there. And I was on the number 1 TV station, which is the ABS-CBN station, and Karen Davila, who is called the Philippine Oprah. So we made history. Karen Davila, Philippine Oprah, and I was introduced to Oprah as the Asian Oprah by Michael Bernard Beckwith. The 2 of us were on camera together, and she just liked and commented on Instagram, which is pretty cool. So we did that, and then I flew back here to do an amazing event with the YMCA Lakewood Children's Charity, and then the Flicks for Change with Andrew Steele co-founding. You see the picture there of some amazing activism through art. And so the films are all dealing with, there was a great movie that won the top award, fellow Canadian, Mario Morin, who it's the best film I've ever seen to address my own stereotypes around Muslims. And so that's called Sacred Hair. And then I got to get on stage and speak again with Richard Dreyfuss and on a City Summit stage. So that was an amazing time. This has all happened since November the 5th. And then now this marks the end of this run. Wow. Tomorrow I get a day off because I wanted to have the show with you. And I'm so grateful for everything that I have had this year because I set in motion limitless possibilities. I'm so grateful to all of you for coming along with me. Don't forget, every Monday at 10 a.m., and Monday is the new Friday series on my Facebook Live. Join me there. I give you free tips on how to be happy 88% of the time and take back your Mondays as well. I want you to come Saturday if you're anywhere near Long Beach. I teach my moving meditation, Power Chi, which is Chinese yoga with a dash of therapy. So you can come and revel and be renewed. That's every Saturday at 10 when I am in town. Make sure you go to drmarissa.life to make sure when I'm around, and to get happy tips, sign up with my Happy 88 family. That is drmarissa.life. Finally, my Asian Oprah giveaway, and it is thanks to my one of my fabulous sponsors, Cerritos Center for the Performing Arts. I'm giving away Frankie Avalon and Chubby Checker tickets. So the first one to go to drmarissa.life and say, I want to go to the Cerritos Center, gets those tickets. I think it's January 4th or 5th, but go online, look at those fabulous shows, go join me there and celebrate the arts, because it is all part of our ability to enjoy the joy ride called life. And that's it from Dr. Marissa. Join me next week. Returning to the studio, I have the best guests. Jerry Jewell, she was the first mainstream actor who has physical disabilities to come, and she was on Deadwood and Facts of Life, and now she's going to be in this amazing movie called Carol of the Bells. Over 70% of the actors and the people running production are physically challenged, which is amazing. And it's going to be a great movie coming out this Christmas season, but she's coming to talk about what's been happening since I had her on the show a couple years ago. So tune in next week live from UBN Go in Burbank, California. Take my advice. I'm not using it. Get happy with Dr. Marissa. Peace in, peace out. Thanksgiving, may your turkey be tender and your carrots be sweet. That's world peace through inner peace.
How dark it is before the dawn.